Hey, here we are, a new painting titled The Old Place. This is a painting reference I found over in Utah. And today was block in. So I covered almost the whole canvas with a value color and spent a lot of time trying to figure out where these shapes of these buildings are going to be on the canvas. So take your time on that before you start getting into value color. Okay, get outside and paint. Paint with your friends, get critiques, and don't be intimidated by a white canvas. All right, let's get cracking. Here we go. Hey, welcome to a new series, part one of The Old Place. The Old Place is over in Utah, I found, and just love these old buildings with a background of mountains. When I look at this reference, what I realize is going to be more drawing today to try to make those buildings correspond with where they should be on this canvas. So I spend a lot of time drawing and figuring out how much canvas I'm going to take up with this drawing. I really like right there, when I look at my reference, I cropped it in such a way that I really think just the way it is looks pretty good. Now, I think the mountains are pretty even all the way across, and the clouds are kind of even all the way across. And I don't know if I really like that. I might break the mountains or make one bigger, and I might break the clouds and change them around a little bit to create some interest back there. But I do like a background of mountains and of clouds. All right, so where to begin? So I've got a little it's a number one Shiraz, Shiraz, long flat by Rosemary. And that's what I'm going to be drawing with today. And I shall also be drawing with transparent oxide red. I learned about transparent oxide red from Richard Schmidt and his group way back when he was in Colorado years ago. So, got my turp, I've got my paper towels, I've got my gloves, and I think I am ready to go. So, let's start with transparent oxide red. Transparent oxide red is nice because you can go a very wide scheme on this, a 0 to 10, like a value scale. Because it's transparent, excuse me, where's my voice this morning? You can make it very light and very dark, and a lot in between. That's what I like about it. So I know that, looking at the reference, that the top of the barn is about right in here, a little bit above center, somewhere. And there's kind of ends over here. In this area, I gotta get a little bit of turp in there, just a touch. I just touch the turp, and then so I want it to end here, and I want it to end over there. Boy, that really went a little too wet on the transparent oxide red, so I'm drying it just a little bit. And I'm gonna do some drawing and probably spend a big portion of this session drawing. Now, you know, I usually try to cover the whole canvas with value color. I don't know if I'll be able to do that in the next 26 minutes. Whew, boy, it's got me working today, huh? So I've got this, it looks like some sort of a log thing going downhill. And then after that, there's something over here, and this barn starts right in about here and has a side to it, and it kind of goes up and here, and then it has a peak and then a long peak. I think I better bring him down a little bit farther. Then he's going to go back. Because I'm thinking 3-point perspective. What I mean by that is that there's a vanishing point back here somewhere that everything kind of goes toward in that plane. So over here is the center. Better make that a little bigger, maybe here. And then here. And then in here is a building somewhere that starts here and has a roof that goes out here. It's a tilted roof. Maybe it doesn't go out quite that far. And then there's more. And he has a tilted roof, pitched roof, and roof on him. Gotta get a roof on this fella. Here. Well, I chopped off one of the little buildings on the end, and I think I'll just leave him off. But I'm checking here to see how that looks. It's not too bad. I think it's important now to fill in some of the lines with the value color. The reason I do that early on, once you fill in, lines, you kind of go, oh, it gives it some volume where you can make some better judgments of where these, everything is lining up. So I'm going to go into this area here and get some dark. And I need some lighter dark over in here somewhere. So I'll just get some lighter stuff like that. And here is some real good dark. I'm going to make him over here. And I think he's a little too big. Okay, so far so good. And I see a big dark over in here. And I see a little dark in here. And I got to take the bow out of this thing, so he's going to actually be like that. And there's also some more fences and things going in here, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, I think so far I'm going to stick with that. Now the other thing is we have a lead-in right here under this fella is a great big old sagey type something or other bush with shadows coming off this way. I think I'm going to put my delicate brush off to the side, and I'm going to go with a little bit different brush with a little bit stiffer brush so that I don't wear this poor little thing out. It's very, very delicate. But I think before I get into the bushes, I better step back and take a really good judgment step back to see if, in fact, I'm doing the right thing. Is it too high? Is it too low? And that, so far, does okay with the sniff test. Okay, so let me get a little bit bigger brush And this is a number 3 Rosemary Long Flat 2025. Going back to my transparent oxide red. There's another important brush right over here. And then there's a bunch of them that kind of lead into, and they get bigger as they go out here. And I'm going to put some more bushes in various places. I think these are a little too big. I'm going to reduce the size of them by reducing the bottom of them. There we go. And I'm running everything off a slight hill here. And I'm going to put some good darks in the faces of this fellow right here. I think there's a telephone pole here, and I'll put some other poles here and there, just for having some verticals for interest. Well, a lot of people are saying, well, you're not following the reference. Well, gosh, every time I'm out plein airing, there's something about I haven't found a perfect one yet where I don't like to doctor something. And so I'm not a true paint what's out there. I like to rearrange it a little bit so that it works. And I'm having some connection here with some guys that go over here a little bit. Some other little guys in various places. Okay, I'm lightening the tops of these. And I think that's a nice lead-in. Hope he's not too big. And now there's a lot of, I don't know, debris piles or something down here. And I'll put some debris here and there. Boards and I don't know what they are. But they're just neat stuff. And I'll run it off the canvas. All right, so I think we're doing okay with the drawing. Let's figure out where the mountains and clouds are going to be. So I'm going to switch over to a cool color for block in. Again, I like transparent oxide red. This is transparent oxide red by Rembrandt. Just good drawing stuff. You can see that's not too bad. And you can erase it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Make it dark, make it light, make it in between. All right, let me take a sip of my coffee. I feel like I'm just cruising down the road. So far, so good. I like when you have more than one building, you have a configuration of buildings. I mean, if you just have one building, it's like, you know, you have to make a lot of interest around it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to a number 2 Rosemary Long Flat 2025 for up here in the mountains. So I'm going to get some ultra blue, some light gray, some light gray, some more light gray. And this light gray is actually a Richardson color. It's called Ice Blue. It's a nice mixing color. So we're going to have mountains up in here and here. Maybe what we're going to have is a little bit bigger mountain over in this area here. maybe a little bit bigger in there. And I think we also need horizon coming off of here and here. Okay, hope it's not tilting too bad. You know, sometimes you do a painting and you look at it and you go, everything's tilting to one side, so you've got to be careful with that. Okay, so this is going to go into just using the side of my brush. I'm using the side of my brush because it holds a lot of paint. Everybody, you know, wants to do this is going to be there all day using just the end of it. So, get in the practice of getting the paint off the side of your brush. Okay, is that too dark or too light? At least we got a value down, okay? Like a little Red Riding Hood. It's not too cool, not too, just right. The porridge or whatever that was. Okay, so now I'm going to do clouds, and I'm going to add a little red to this mixture, along with white. White. This is titanium. Titanium is kind of gooey. It's, in other words, it's stiff. And one of my friends, Don, came by and said, "Why don't you put some Gilp in it, and it softens it up." And it does. It's a neat little stuff. You just put it on the, you know, little pile of it off to the right, and works pretty good. Thank you, Don. Don is one of you guys that is one of my online students, and I really appreciate him because he stops by every now and then and we talk. And I'm going to just get some ideas of where the clouds are going to be. So I'll be dominant more on one side than the other. So I have dominant here on the right and less dominant here on the left, and then I have a line covering the whole thing across. So that will be my cloud design. And I'm going to fill that in just a little bit with a lighter value because I'm checking my time and I've still got 12 minutes to go. Geez, we're doing so good here. So what I will be doing off camera is filling in all this with value color, like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to add just a little bit of that pinky color to it. And so it isn't stark white. And I'm getting a nice big wide soft brush and getting some terp in it. It's not actually terp, it's Gamsol mineral spirits. And that's my cloud design. And I'll bring some of it all the way down to the mountains. Come on. Come on. And then I'll have some just touching the top of the mountain there. And then of course you want to have some, I'll do this later, but you want some good pure white, which we will work some other time. So now, I'm going to just get some sky color in. So I'm going to just get some cerulean and some white and get some blue in there. That's all. So it's cerulean and transparent oxide white. Clean my brush. Try to get that pinky color out of there. And I'm going to get some Gamsol into this sky color and Get that in. So I'm working on my value shapes. And I'll get some sky underneath. And I'll shrink this down just a little bit, some of these clouds. Because when I look at it and start putting a value color in there, I say, it's a little too big. So see, I came in on the left a little bit, and it's not a bad design now. It's kind of craggy, you know. All right, clean this brush, and let's figure out what we're going to do down here. Well, when I look at it, I need to get some sort of a yellow-green mixture in there. And let's see what we can do with our, let's throw all these colors together and see if we can use it in our next mixture. I just mixed everything together. So it's kind of blue. So let's throw some cad yellow medium in it. And let's go back to green and get some viridian in it. And now it's too dark, but I might be able to use the edge of it. So I've got this kind of gray-green. That's nice. I think we're working on it pretty good. Oh, there's some worms in there too. So I'm going to get some transparent oxide red over here to one side. I'm going to add some of that cad yellow to it. Cad yellow medium. And I'll get some of that in with some white. And here's some of that nice warm color spread around various places. Oh, it's all too dark, darn it. Get some lighter stuff in here. I'm speeding along because of my time. Using a knife, I should go a little slower, I think. Okay, now I'm picking up a number 6 Rosemary 279. It's kind of a medium soft brush. Really like it. Okay, my green is too dark. I'm going to add some Naples and some titanium white to this mixture. And I need to get back to some yellow in this thing. Okay, I may be going in too light, but I will see. Yeah, we'll see. So I add a little bit of Gamsol, and let's get hopping here. Guess I went right over my telephone poles, didn't I? I can always get them later. Don't know if I like this green stuff. But if I don't, I can always, I'm putting it in thin. See, I'm getting some more Gamsol into this brush to keep it thin. And getting it covered. So I have a lot of canvas showing through, and what I'm going to do is just lightly do the paper towel thing, and that gets rid of a lot of the white canvas coming through. This is going a little too thick, that stroke, and let me pick that up with a knife. If you didn't hear me, I put that on too thick. Right now I want to stay thin, thin, thin in this area right now. Just get some good base colors in here. And go from there. Now, I want to get some darks now in the building because I've got time to do that. I don't think I can use anything on my canvas right now to help me. So I'm cleaning my number 6 and putting that off to the side. And I'm going to put these warm colors there, and I'm going to put these cool colors right there, and I'm going to clean my palette with my razor blade knife. Because having a big area to mix colors is extremely valuable in this business. I've been unsuccessful in convincing my students of that, my in-studio students, because they're always saving every little piece of, mixture they have, and they're making smaller and smaller mixing areas. Look at that, big mixing area. Love that. All right, let's make a dark. I'm going to choose a different brush for that. And I picked up a number 2 Shiraz long flat number 2. So I'm going to get some transparent oxide brown, ultra blue, red, viridian. That's dark. And get a little bit of green off to one side. And now I'm going to get a little bit of terp in my brush and get my darkest dark in right in here and here. And here. Phew. And I'm going to get some of that with a little bit of green in it that I just put down below. And I'm going to get these bushes here. And then over here I'll just add more green as I go to the right. Less dark. More dark down here. And then even back here I need some connection. More bushes. Now I'm going to add more cerulean to this mixture. Add a little bit of brown to it. And I'm going to have a different type dark out here. And I'm going to put a different dark right here. Need just a touch of Gamsol to get some mileage out of this. That's too dark. So I'm lightening it up with my paper towel. And I'm going to add some of that right in here. And here. And now I need some light gray, so I'll throw some gray into this mixture. And I'll put a lighter gray into here. And here. And here. Actually, I think it could be a little darker. I'm adding some of the darker color to it now. Let me it back and see how I'm doing. It's stuck too close to this darn thing and not getting much perspective on it. And now we need some good lights on top. Need a very delicate brush for that. I think I need a hunk of dark over here, but worry about that. Let's get some dark in that reference. That's my timer, darn it. Wow, what a filled 30 minutes that was. I'll be trying to get rid of my peekaboo holes, the canvas coming through, and making a very light color for the mountains. And I hope to make a more solid color for my mountains for my homework. You work on that too. All right, see you in part 2. Bye-bye.